Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to my channel. And today we are going to be talking about Black Bolt, the Inhuman King with his Marvel's X uniform. And we're also going to be testing him out in some of the World Boss Ultimate just to see what an Inhuman King can do for us at his level 60, all gears 20 and with no C.T.P at all. As you can see right over here, I didn't go for a Rage because as we know that Rage is obviously the most powerful C.T.P, the most powerful weapon for PvE. So I actually slapped on this Obelisk mainly for the 200% damage proc and 31.5% of crit damage. Pretty similar to a C.T.P of energy, so that is very nice actually. But anyways, while this cool resist is basically useless for most of the characters in the game right now, so you can basically ignore that. All we need here is the 200% damage proc with crit damage. So let's see if this damage proc obelisk actually works for the Inhuman King or not. If it works, if it's amazing, I think it's not a bad idea to make the Inhuman King a totally free-to-play character, and I think that's what most of the players are looking for. So that is how the custom gear goes. So now let's take a look at the rest of my build. Well, only ignore defense and cooldown are maxed out, which is pretty standard here. And then we need like another 20% of crit damage in order to max out our crit damage here. While the crit rate is fine to remain at 35% since his 5th skill provide the increased critical rate by 40%, which is more than enough for us to max out our crit rate. So here we got 41.53% plus 40% is already over the cap, because the max stat for crit rate is only 75%. And then we also got like almost 26,000 of energy attack with Black Bolt's self-leadership. The 65% increase of all attack, which is applying to all the Inhuman allies, which is very nice. And then all the gears are 20 with at least 2 5-star energy attack Uru on each of the gear. And we got no Odin's Blessing at all, which is pretty average. And then all the skill set here are pretty much maxed out. If you take a look at his skill set here, the first skill and the second skill, nothing special here, but then the 3, 4 and 5. As always, you got the accumulation from his third skill, you got the all defense down and guard hit from his fourth skill. And then you also got some of the self buff, the increase all attack, all defense and crit rate by 40% from his 5th skill. And on top of that, you also got 5 seconds invincibility and 15% recovery of max HP, which is going to mean a lot to the Inhuman King, because basically without the protection and the healing from his 5th skill, it's very difficult for him to survive more than 30 seconds in the battle. But anyways, this uniform is definitely a huge improvement, a huge upgrade to Black Bolt, because basically, without this uniform, he is basically useless. So let's move on. For the ISO set, we got stage 6 Power Angry Hawk ISO set here. For the custom gear, we already talked about that, no C.T.P at all, just a normal damage proc obelisk here. And then the uniform is a legendary level with some of the extra ignore defense. Alright, so without any further ado, let's get right into it. Alright guys, so here we go. Let's try him out against Thanos to see what happens. Alright, hit the 5, 3 and 4. Alright, let's see. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad to be honest. Almost 2 bars with just 1 skill rotation. And the other good thing about this uniform is his skill rotation is pretty straightforward. Nothing complicated here. I know some of the players will choose to go with cancel 3, cancel 5 and try to proc on 4. That is very nice actually. But for me, I feel like 5, 3, 4 would be much better. That is because most of the time the third skill will trigger the proc early, so whenever I go with 3, 5 and 4, I will just miss the proc on 4 most of the time, which kind of sucks, I know. Then I change rotation by starting off with the 5. 5 has an invincibility, which is gonna give you the protection, which is very important to our Mr. Black Bolt here, because basically one wrong move, you are toast. Yeah. He is actually a piece of paper, to be honest. He really needs the invincibility in order to survive, in order to do something to those bosses. You could just hit the 5 and cancel it right away. It's an instant cancel by the way. And then hit the third skill, wait like half second, and that's where you're gonna see he jumps up. Once you see he jumps up, you can cancel it right away and turn to proc on your 4. His 4 skill has a continuous attack, which is very nice. And his 4 skill is the only skill that has the most damage output there beside his tier 3 skill. So always make sure to proc on the 4, so just stick with 5, 3 and 4. And please keep in mind that you need to always go with the combo 5, 3 and 4 because as I said, he really needs the invincibility from his 5th skill in order to be that good. So that means you can't proc on 4 without the invincibility from 5. He will just die and get one shot most of the time. So that is how the skill rotation goes. Alright, so this kind of purple effect is just damn annoying, so you have to be careful. Once you got hit by this kind of purple effect, you can basically restart the game and play again. And right now, we are already in the last phase of the game. It seems that Black Bolt is doing a very good job here, even without any damage dealt strikers. We're just bringing Agent Venom basically for the healing effect, you know, just in case. Wow, that is 2 bars. Nice, man. So here we go again. Alright, so he got no choice here. I had to switch him out because I feel like something was coming because of those tornadoes. Once you see this kind of tornadoes, you have to be careful. If possible, just switch your characters, you know, just to be safe. Here we go again. Alright, we missed a proc here. That is very bad. Let's try one more time. Here you go. Okay, we got the proc. This kind of purple blast, you have to be very careful. If your Black Bolt is out of immunity, it should be out of invincibility because it doesn't have the immunity. But anyways, once you see he's out of invincibility, just stop attacking and switch him out. As you can see, I was actually using Phyla's second skill to block the blast because her second skill has an immunity to all damage, which is going to work very well, especially in this kind of situation, which is very nice. And we are done. Stage 20, Thanos, 1 minute and 23 seconds left. That is not too bad for tier 2 level 60 character, and we are doing it without strikers and without C.T.P as well. So that's not too bad, to be honest. Right now, let's try him out against Corvus to see what happens here. Since a lot of content creator already tried him out against Obsidian, so I won't go into that, but I did finish the clear against Obsidian, which I'm going to show you guys a short clip of that battle at the end of my video, so that it also gives you a better idea of how good he is, especially against Obsidian at his level 60 ability and without C.T.P as well. Alright, if you notice that this match I'm actually using 5 strikers, but 4 of them are basically for the 20% ignore dodge. So 4 ignore dodge strikers would give us a total of 80% of ignore dodge, which is very useful especially against this world boss right over here. Since he has a very high level of dodge, so make sure to bring some of the ignore dodge strikers. If you are not planning to use the all defense down team like White Fox or Dr. Voodoo as a leader, or Enchantress as a leader if you have a latest uniform. But anyways, for the team up, we are using Black Bolt as a leader because his leadership is just good enough. They increase all attacks by 65%, which is very juicy. But the sad thing is, it only applies to the Inhuman allies, which is a very niche leadership, so that means only a small number of characters are going to benefit from his leadership, which kind of sucks, but this is how it is. And then we are also using Phil Coulson and Phyla as a support. Phil Coulson basically for his tier 2 passive, which is an increased damage dealt to supervillain by a certain percentage. And by the way, I do have a C.T.P of Insight on my Coulson as well, which is going to boost up the damage of my Black Bolt. And we are using Phyla basically for tier 2 passive, which is the 30% increase of all attacks to all the universal allies. So since Black Bolt is a universal character, so he can definitely benefit from it. Alright, another annoying iframe. Okay, nothing happens. That is nice. So here we go. Alright, that's not bad. Alright, so far we are doing a very good job here, to be honest. I guess this stage 50 shouldn't be a problem for LV60 Black Bolt because the damage from his 4 skill is really good. Even without a rage, he could do it. He could definitely do it. Yeah, I know somebody is going to say that he's definitely easier to play with a rage rather than a Damage Proc Obelisk. But you know, it seems that he's doing quite well here, even with just a normal Damage Proc Obelisk. All you have to do is just to do more practice with skill rotation. And I guess I'm not going to give him a rage unless I want to focus him in ABX or if I want to bring him to tier 3. However, I guess I'm not going to do so because of the fact that I'm actually planning to build up my Odin. Yeah, the All-Father. So no more materials, no more extra materials for Black Bolt, which is very sad. Mr. Corvus, where are you hiding? Alright, here we go. Come on, come on, come on. Okay. I thought we could take it down, but it's okay. Alright, here we go. And we are done. Stage 50 chorus with 1 minute and 33 seconds left. That's not too bad, I guess. I believe we can push 5 more stages higher with this team up. That is not bad at all. Guys, if you ask me whether it's worth to purchase this uniform or not, I would say a big yes, quite solid. I would say this is definitely the best uniform for Black Bolt at the moment. Transform him from 0 to hero. As what we can see, he can clear stage 20 Thanos and stage 50 Corvus with pretty much time left, with just a normal Damage Proc Obelisk, no C.T.P at all, and the fact is, he is only at level 60. Yeah, with all gears 20, but he could do it. So can you imagine how strong he is if you get him to tier 3 and give him a C.T.P of rage? But anyways, for me, I feel like a normal Damage Proc Obelisk is just more than enough for me because I don't think I'm going to tier 3 him at any time soon because of the fact that I need to work on the death of Thor. Yeah. Odin, I know it's going to take up a lot of time for me to bring this father to tier 3, but anyways, guys, this is what you could expect from Black Bolt with his Marvel's X uniform. Quite solid, I would say he's very fun to play. If you haven't purchased this uniform yet, just go ahead to grab it because it's just fantastic. Guys, so that's all for the testing and the review for Black Bolt. I hope you enjoyed this video and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell. And thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Take care.